And then,
Interesting.
did we think of anyone else? Women?
With Lindsay Lohan, we played around with.
Lindsay Lohan.
It's kind of sad. Also, that prank they did to her was insane. Did you ever see that?
No.
They made her believe that she was in a plane that was going down, and they filmed the entire thing. It's crazy.
What?
Like, maybe the most high budget prank I've ever seen. And like, oh, I'm fucked up. Sorry, that was Paris Hilton. My bad. Fuck.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
That was still it was still the greatest prank of all time. Separate story.
I'm assuming Paris Hilton was already on a plane.
They doctored the entire thing. They made her believe she was going on some thing. She was doing some press thing in Dubai or somewhere in the Middle East. And then they made her believe that the plane was going down.
Wait, so hold on a second.
People are screaming.
Was she in a plane?
Yes. She's on the plane that was going down.
And it was in the air?
Yes. It's crazy.
And then did they put it into a dive?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it is.
Because that's not a prank at that point.
And then they're like, it's a prank. And she's like, what?
Yeah, you're at that point, you are mimicking crashing a plane.
It's cruel.
I thought, I gotta watch that. That's nuts.
Yeah, worth watching. I'm separate from Lindsay Lohan. She obviously had kind of like a pretty complicated and sad fall from grace, seemingly.
Dude,
it's not over yet.
It's like a 48 fuck up fall from grace, though.
It was bad.
How many headshots does she have? You ever see that like time lapse of her headshots?
No, oh my God.
Where it just starts with her first one and her face just disintegrates with
God.
each one. She just looks more and more sunken.
Oh, that poor thing, man.
And yeah, I mean, clearly she's got some, drug problems and whatever, substance abuse. I actually met her once, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she nice?
I didn't have too much of an exchange with her. I was at this nightclub in New York City. It was called the Electric Room. You've ever been there?
Yeah, and the hotel, what's it called?
The Dream Hotel?
The Dream Hotel,
yeah, it's like downstairs. That place used to be a super hot little nightclub, and you would go there on like a Wednesday night.
That was the spot.
Yeah, you'd see celebrities. The night that I went, man, I used to do insane shit to try to get into these nightclubs. I went in and with a British accent. And I was with my buddy who was from South Africa, and I just told the doorman that we were only here for like a couple days, and we'd heard this was a sick nightclub. But I'm doing this all in a British accent.
Did that work?
Yeah, because, the doorman was some little gay dude wearing a fedora who wants diversity in his little nightclub.
Oh, interesting.
So if I'm coming up and I'm like, hi, I'm a white guy who lives here in New York and, we want to come in, he's going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
But I was like, all right, mate, how you doing? We're just here for the week. We've heard loads of things about an Electric Room back home and we'd like to come in. And he was like, all right, just the two of you, come on in.
That's great.
So we go in, and the first people that I saw sitting on the back of a couch were the two of the singers from The Wanted. Do you remember that boy band?
No.
They were like this British boy band that had maybe a quarter of the success of, the big one.
One Direction?
One Direction. They were like a very JV version of One Direction, but they had a couple decent little songs.
Nice.
One was something about heart vacancy was the one we really liked. And there was some kind of like a techno remix to that song, which was good. Okay. And it became our victory song for our lacrosse team in my senior year of college. Whenever we would win a game, we'd come back to the locker room, take all of our clothes off, put that song around, and then flap our dicks at each other.
Actually?
Oh, yeah. Swinging around.
You just hear stories about stuff like that. I can't believe that's real.
Oh, yeah, man. We were spraying each other in the shower, soaping up, swinging our dicks, hooting, hollering. It was so fun. Problem was we didn't win very much.
The elephant walk?
No, there was no contact. So okay, we're at the Electric Room, and I go up to these two guys and I tell them this story. I said, hey, listen, guys, I played lacrosse in college at Harvard. I think I told them that. And I said, whenever we would win a game, we would put on your song, Heart Vacancy, and we would dance around naked to it in celebration. And they thought that was the funniest thing they'd ever heard.
Really?
And they said, mate, we've got to have a picture. And then they took their phones, handed them to some random chick, and then Like pose for the photo, and I will show you the photo.
I would love to see
with
that.
me and the two singers from the Heart Vacancy, or from The Wanted. The reason this is important is that the guy who had his head completely shaved, they were in town performing that night. Lindsay Lohan apparently had the hots for that guy, and she was at the Electric Room as well.
Gotcha.
And she was hanging out with them and really liked that guy. And I watched as they like walked out into the hallway to leave, and Lindsay Lohan walked out with them, and I like went out to just like say goodbye or whatever. And I was talking to that guy, and as I was talking to him, Lindsay Lohan came up behind me and smacked my ass.
Wow.
Open hand.
Wow.
And I turned around and I was like, "Oh, hello." And she was like, "Don't take my boy," or something.
How playful.
I know. And then the two of them walked out arm in arm, and they went to Avenue. And the reason that I know this is because the next day in the New York Post, an article came out that Lindsay Lohan had been arrested the night before at Avenue nightclub for punching a woman in the face.
Wow.
And the reason she punched that woman in the face, that woman was flirting with the guy from The Wanted.
Foreshadowing.
That's a real story.
Wow, that's a crazy full circle situation.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
I wish I'd hung out with them. I wish I'd been there for the trouble. I would have been like, Lindsay, no.
Oh my God.
They're watching you.
And all because you snuck in successfully.
Correct.
I remember I tried to sneak in to the Jane Hotel back when that was like a cool...
Dude.